Hey guys, welcome back to a new vlog. Give me 1 second because this chair is creaking a lot. So, I don't know if I fixed it, but in any case, welcome guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another vlog series. Here's season 2, episode number 2. I don't know how many times I'm going to remember the actual episodes, but we will carry on. And today we're going to be talking about my 2021 reflections, things about YouTube in terms of the last year, and my actual laziness. And that will become clear later on in the video. I think it's very important. I hope you find it very important as well. For those who've been watching the recent videos, first of all, thank you. I really appreciate the support. You might have noticed that I mentioned I want to do this vlog outside, outdoors, show a bit of nature, to show something quite nice to see, as well as me talking about something partially useful. But I got COVID, as I mentioned in the previous video, and I wanted to be a bit safe in terms of not going outside too much. So I thought not to elongate this video any further in terms of posting out. I thought, why not doing it inside, so you guys can have a think about things that have gone well for me in 2021 and how you can relate that to your own journey and trying to maximize your performance or productivity, anything of that nature. So today's video has actually been broken down into 3 areas. I'm going to be reflecting on the research side of my year, because that is my day job, that is my profession. And then looking at the content creation side, so YouTube, Instagram, my newsletter, and how that went. And then lastly, the laziness, which is essentially myself, looking at how I have been in terms of myself, in terms of things that I wanted to achieve back in 2021. So grab some coffee, grab some tea, ice cream, crisp packet, nachos, chocolate. I've said ice cream. Anything that's in your fridge that you can grab, that you want to snack, go grab it. You can pause this video so you can enjoy my journey and some lessons that I learned back in 2021. So looking at it from the research point of view, I kind of set out my targets in 2021 to be 3 things. Number one, first priority is to publish papers. Ideally have first author papers, and for those who may not be into research, we're measured on the amount of publications that we have. So the amount of research we do in the lab or in the field, and then we publish in journals. That's what we're measured on. Many others are measured on examinations or other qualifications. Once you're a researcher, you've done your PhD, you're measured on how much you publish. So that was my first priority, especially with all the issues I had to go through my PhD many years ago. For those who haven't watched that kind of journey, I'll link up here as a card so you can check out why publishing has been such a priority for me. Number 2 was to learn techniques, so learn different techniques in the lab that, again, I didn't get to do too much in my PhD. So becoming a multidisciplinary researcher in the lab, saying that, oh, I'm able to do this, that, this, these are flow cytometry, PCR, immunoprecipitation, all these kind of really incredible techniques that are really a game stay in terms of like the modern day research. It's been a game changer for past few years. So you can say you do these techniques, you're kind of ahead of the game, or you're part of the game, if that makes sense. And number 3 is actually to get paid. It's because I didn't get paid for my PhD. As much as we all love to do research, it's incredibly difficult to survive if you can't pay the bills, if you can't eat, can't pay for parking or for something like that. I don't know why my hand is going all the way there, nothing there. But you get the idea. Those are my 3 kind of principles for 2021. So reflecting on the year, I was grateful enough to get names on papers in the different jobs that I have. So getting names on papers for my job at University of Leicester, which was amazing, and a big credit to the supervisor and the teams there. Being a postdoc, you kind of get a bit more pressure that you need to publish more. And so I was grateful enough to do so. And then me being a PhD supervisor for a colleague back at my old university, he's been working really, really hard, and he's been, a testament to that relentlessness that I saw myself in, and I can see it in him. And he's been plowing through research, plowing to data and reviews, and was able to contribute to get my name on his papers, which has been great. So I'm grateful that there's been a start. However, I still need to get my papers out. So when I mean mine, I mean a paper for my PhD, a short communication that we've had a lot of problems in, going back and forth in terms of what to do, and a qualitative review, qualitative research that I designed pre-COVID a long time ago. But again, working so many different jobs is hard to keep up. So we need to wrap up that piece of research and get that out. So those are the 2 first author papers potentially. And then there's 2 reviews that I'm currently writing that I need to make progress with, and hopefully in the next few months get those out. Because once maybe all of them are out, then I have a good package. you know, PhD, thankfully all the awards that I won, and then actually those papers. So if I was to give it like a 1 out of 10, 10 being amazing one, I would say maybe I'm around about a 5 or 6 in terms of progress on that kind of goal. And looking at it from the second point of view, which was the techniques, that's where I will say I'm probably at like a 3 or 4 because working too many part-time jobs in terms of part-time postdocs, you don't have time to settle. You don't have time to get in the groove, learn techniques, carry on during the week. As soon as I'm in the groove of started something, that job's finished for that week, and I have to move on to my other job. And one of them is not really in research in terms of laboratory; it's more kind of management of research data. And then another one only I'm there for like 1 or 2 days. So it's hard then to sit and learn the techniques and utilize it. So I'm obviously working in line to try and move into a permanent postdoc in terms of a full time position, and that's probably where I learn more techniques. However, I've learned a lot of the theory, so that's good. However, if somebody was to ask me now, if you commented down below what techniques you learn, it would not be as much as I should know, right? And there are many other people who are PhD students who know far more than me, and that's great. They've been able to be in a great situation. They've made the most of it. They've learned. They've worked hard. So I'm not here to make excuses about, it's because of the different jobs. I need to push harder. I need to make more time. I need to push out time and force the issues so that I can start to learn more of these and wrap it under my belt. And then lastly, from the kind of getting paid, these jobs do pay, of course, otherwise I won't be able to survive. But I think in the UK, you can get taxed massively if you have so many different jobs. And there are times where I worked at a coffee shop to help out. There are times now where I'm starting to do other things. And then I can imagine my tax code and my tax is going to be relentless, going to be a headache. So it is far better potentially. Anybody who are tax accountants may be able to let me know in the comment section down below. But I think getting a one position and then maybe two as like content creation as a paid profession probably better in terms of my tax, but who knows? We'll see. So that's a little bit of a crash course into my kind of 2021 scenes. I'm grateful for the progress for sure. Going into now 2022, looking at new experiences, new horizons, new roles. I do want to make sure I wrap up what I've started back in 2020. To be fair, so still things to do, but just for you as an insight, me as a postdoc, this is a reality. There are things that we need to finish off that happened years ago. And actually, when I speak to academics, sometimes they said, yeah, it took me about 4 years to just get the time or the energy just to wrap up what I did back in my PhD. And you say 4 years, like what were you doing? But now I'm actually in that boat where new things just take your time so much that you don't have time to go back, finish everything off and then move on. So that's something I need to work on. And let me know down in the comment section below if you've got things that you need to wrap up that have been maybe 3-4 years ago. But let's move on to the content creation side. So as I said, with the content creation side, there are 3 essential components. There's been the YouTube progress, there's been Instagram progress, and then there's been a new kind of venture in terms of the newsletter. Now, from the YouTube point of view, I've been a lot more consistent this year than I was the previous 2 years. For those of you who've been maybe there since kind of day one, I was this kind of go all out and then crash. So I made this what comes to mind season. You can see over here. It was all about me going outside to the park, sharing some interesting tips and advice or some information, just useful information about certain parts of the body, certain topics that have been in the news around research. And then I crashed, burnt out. Then I came back for Ramadan and I made a fun facts about fasting series where I did a video every day, 30 videos, amazing, and then I crashed. So I was getting super excited, doing everything, and then crashing. Whereas in 2021, I've been fairly consistent with at least 2 or 1 video a week throughout this year. And I had this mentality back in the bedroom reveal video. I'll see if I can put some clip of that here, where I was like, right, by July, I get 1,000 subscribers, and I get this many hours of watch time, and I get monetized, and that's it, great. I'm gonna work really hard. But that was a flawed perception because I was being naive and to be fair, probably arrogant to say that because I'm doing all this effort, everybody should follow me. Everybody should. Nobody owes me anything. Nobody is demanding that, okay, because I'm doing all this effort, I should get views, I should get subscribers, I should get people watching. That's a very wrong mentality to have. Because the YouTubers that I follow who have been doing amazing all say kind of the same thing, which is focus on what you can control, which is putting out good content, learning from each video, and refining. And that's the key bit I want to mention as advice for all of you who are watching today's video, which is about it's not just making good content, whether it's on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever. It's learning from the process to make the next one better, to make the next one more refined, more in keeping with the algorithm. It's learning from that process. So I think, if you look at my early videos in 2021, I was with my phone, which is over here. I was recording with my phone in this. I was recording this way. I didn't have the light. I didn't have the light over there. I didn't have this microphone or the camera. I was learning as I go along, and then I was investing as I went along, becoming more calm on camera, becoming more in tune with looking at the focus. I'm right now looking at the monitor, looking at the lens here as I always do, and learning that process of being a better storyteller. And also, as I mentioned with presentations on Instagram, changing the pitch of your voice, being slower, being more better in terms of making a point, being more important when need to be, being more relaxed when need to be. And it took me, I think, 6 months to figure out the best way to put this microphone in a way that I could speak properly and get the best out of it. That's a long time just to do something where I moved it from there to there. But you have to keep going, you have to learn. You can't keep making excuses. You just keep putting out good content and learning. So from the YouTube point of view, yes, it's been weird that probably I didn't get as many subscribers as other people. I've seen other people where they've started earlier this year and they've already over 1,000 subscribers and getting tons of views. Now, if I was to look at that, I'll be really anxious and depressed, and you naturally do so. It's human nature, you naturally do so. But comparison is the thief of joy, and in this context, it is integral that I don't do that, because all I can control is making good content, making good thumbnails, good titles, making impactful content that you either learn from or you enjoy watching, and keep that process going. And hopefully things will improve. That's all I can control, right? So I am grateful that there have been an increase. Yes, I've been maybe unsure why hasn't it maybe gone a lot better, but all I can do is continue. So I'm grateful for all of you who are subscribed. If you haven't, please do consider subscribing, because it'd be great for me and the channel. If you want to click a like, that'll help the video to go a bit further out, so you can potentially get more views and maybe more people will enjoy it. If you want to share it on your social media pages, that'll be great as well. Any support would be incredibly, incredibly helpful. But I want to say thank you for all of you who've been, supporting me this year, commenting or on Instagram or on YouTube. It means a lot and I really appreciate it. But let's move on now to Instagram. So here I can say that there has been a lot more growth. The shorter form content, making carousel posts as you can see here, or making informative reels, or maybe humorous reels around research has been quite fun. It's been, a different medium to share my thoughts or my experiences or my tips and advice, as I say, for the research life. And there has been, kind of tremendous growth to the point where I've worked with companies like Decibel Buddy, who've made, this, which you've probably seen on the thumbnail, the board buddy over here, the desk board, which you have, give me a second, which you have over here, which I've been using a lot. And I've been working with them, just giving advice and potentially developing into a more serious potential role. And that's come from Instagram, right? That's come from me putting out content and helping and being enthusiastic. I've been grateful for the support from people. My purpose, I'm not here for the like, not here for the adulation or whatever. I just want to make sure that I'm helping people. I'm passionate that I don't want people to go through the torture and the pain that I went through in my PhD, because I think for a large majority of population, if they went through what I went through, I don't think they would have enjoyed research, and I don't want people to have that connotation. Research is hard, it's difficult, it's not an easy profession, but we enjoy it because we love to do experiments, we love to do research. So I'm grateful to say that there's been an increase in followers and views and engagement, which is all really good to have a successful Instagram page. But I want to make sure that I continue to keep my focus, which is, again, like with YouTube, put out good content that's either educational, that may be humorous, just to maybe lightheart the feeling of anxiety or depression around research. And I hope that's coming across. But the main focus is to make sure I'm sharing tips and advice for researchers. So if you are following me, great on Instagram. If you aren't, over here. Aamir.phd is my handle, and you can enjoy further short form content that I put on Instagram that you can save and refer back to. I share a lot of advice on there, which you all can share for free. It's not a problem as long as you enjoy and benefit. And it's been hard work, I would say, for both YouTube and Instagram. It's not just a hobby; it's work. I see it as work because I'm putting out content because I want to make sure I can do it for a very long period of time because I enjoy it. It's great to share what good is my experience if I just keep it to myself. I think that's probably the best way to explain why I'm doing all of this. I've been grateful to have a lot of experience in a lot of different ways regarding research. What good is it to me if I just keep it to myself? But if I can share it to hundreds and maybe thousands, maybe millions of researchers around the world, great. Because if I know that I've helped somebody, that's an amazing feeling, isn't it? So in terms of my reflection from Instagram, I've been grateful for the growth. I've been grateful for the engagement in terms of people finding my post useful, and I hope 2022 can be even more because I can hopefully get to do even more in bigger capacities, maybe collaborations with people, and try to pull out even better content than I did in 2021. What about my newsletter though? So this has been a recent endeavor because I wanted to have kind of my own community which I could just share updates and research my journey in case they haven't clicked on YouTube or Instagram and wanted a written form perhaps. So I'll put that recently. It's called Research Tribe. I'll put the link in the video description down below, and that is all about sharing maybe something that you might have missed during the week in terms of my content, and also sharing advice in a written form that you can maybe just read whilst you're on your phone or whilst you're on your laptop. Now that's been recent, so I'm not expecting massive amounts of growth. It's going to take time. I think I'm at 60 subscribers on the newsletter, and if you want to stay tuned so you can keep up with any advices or any things that are coming soon that I probably only share on the newsletter just for that community, then feel free to subscribe down below. It's free, you don't have to do anything. Just open the email when it comes, and then you're in tune. So there isn't too much to say around that, but that is something I wanted to do. I know a lot of YouTubers, I know a lot of content creators have newsletters just so they can their followers or their people who are in tune with their content can keep up to date, in case they've missed something. So I think it's been nice to develop that and use that weekly. I'm going to try up that schedule to share even just written posts. They don't have to be a link to a YouTube channel or Instagram post. It can just be a newsfeed itself. So if you are interested or if you've got any things you want me to share, do let me know down below. But now to the juicy part of today's video, which is me. I was going to say me eating, but it's not a bad joke. It's about me and myself and my reflections in 2021. Put into context what I mean by myself. I mean, what improvements have I made despite all the things that I do? Now, to put into context what I do on a day-to-day basis, I have a part-time postdoc on a Monday and Tuesday at a hospital for a university. I work as a research data manager at another university on a Wednesday and Thursday. I then work as a locum researcher as a postdoc on a Friday and sometimes on a Saturday. I then obviously run the Instagram account, which I post many times a week. I have the YouTube channel. I do kind of photography and videography, freelance ad hoc. I help co-run the By Nature company, which is a compostable packaging company, which we now have a website. We are now looking to promote more on social media. I have a long-term kind of affiliation gold with the FPMA Foundation, which is a foundation for preventive medicine and awareness, where we're looking to make interactive video content that can be useful for schools and for teachers in terms of interactive lessons that the children can watch around exercise, nutrition and psychology, because if we can change their perception at a young age, they may be less likely to develop non-communicable diseases like type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease and more. And that's on top of going to the gym and playing tennis where I can. So I can say that maybe from the productivity side, I've done a lot. However, the thing when I mentioned laziness is that I still don't have a proper morning routine and a proper nighttime, what I call shutdown process. As you've got a very complex computer, you can't just click end. There's a shutdown sequence to make sure everything's turned off in the right order so you don't damage anything. I feel ourselves, we should have a shutdown process during the evening where we wind down, we put things away, we wind our mind down so then we can sleep nicely. Me is like falling asleep on the sofa because I'm too tired or till what time in the morning. or just browsing, and then when I have no energy, I fall asleep. It's not the correct way to do so. And in the morning, I'm just out of bed and then rushing to the first thing. It's like organized chaos, and I don't always want to do that. I have a to-do list, I have many to-do lists, I have a not to-do list, I have meetings. I'm organized from that point. I'm grateful for that, but I don't want to be wasting the morning and the evenings, wasting time because I don't have that time. The more stuff I do, the less time I have from that point of view, you see. So I think from 2022, because I could make a whole video about the self bit, and I don't want to do that because I don't think it'll be useful for everybody. But here it's kind of showing that despite doing all that I do, despite the YouTube channel, etc., there are still faults of me in terms of things I need to work on that I'm happy to share because I hope it motivates others that you may find it difficult to wake up in the morning, or you may find it difficult to wake up in the evening, or you might be the opposite, that you do so but you struggle with maybe doing stuff during the day. We all have things to work on, and I think for me 2022, but not just 2022 but for life, is to get this routine of a consistent protocol in the morning and a consistent shutdown process in the evening. And I use these terms because it's a fun way to look at it, if that makes sense. So that's what I want to look at it from myself in terms of trying to cure or curb that laziness on the extremes of a day, which is the morning and the evening. And I think no matter what YouTube videos I watch or what books I read over here, it's still up to me, right? It's the choices about me making sure how badly do I want it, and I need to push that through and force through or break the bad habits essentially and make them into new productive ones. And if you've got any advice, feel free to comment down below. But that's something I think as a main stake that I need to focus on in 2022. But in essence, I'm looking forward to 2022 in terms of new experiences, new journeys, new YouTube videos, new challenges that I'm hoping to put on the channel in terms of series where I kind of experiment on myself. I did do one in terms of 30 days no crisps, which is a video that didn't do too well, but it was a challenge, right? And I enjoyed doing it, and it's still about what I enjoy balancing with what is useful to the algorithm. But I enjoy doing these kind of physical and mental challenges, and I'm hoping to share more of them through 2022. More of nature, more of hopefully more research videos where I'm in the lab showing you what I'm doing. I think many of you might benefit from that. You might enjoy that, and if you do, then great, because that's something I'm hoping to do more of in 2022. If there's more you want to see, or more advice, or more particular type of content you want me to maybe share or share my experiences on, do comment down below, because the more you do so, then the more I can provide for you all. And again, I hope you all had a good start to 2022. I haven't COVID and been isolated. However, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And on that beautiful, beautiful segue, we shall end today's vlog, and I hopefully see you next week on Monday for a tips and advice video. Enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you soon. Take care.